Picture this, you're stuck in the United States, a country controlled by the new founding fathers. Every year there's been a purge, a yearly routine where you could literally do anything other than kill politicians. However, in this year's purge, it lasts forever. Now we have on our hands a forever purge. So would you know how to survive? Don't worry, I will teach you how. However, please get me past 3 subscribers so e-girls can be on my cock. Our movie begins with 2 characters walking through the desert. Despite strong winds, they're able to make it to a house, where they hand the person at the front a stack of cash. In exchange, you're led into some sort of underground tunnel system. Inside, they're tasked with following a kid to their destination, but they lose sight of him and can't seem to find him. This leads to one of the most unnecessary jump scares in history. On the other side of the tunnel lies the USA, which is far different from today. Rather than being cancelled once a year by someone from your school, they can just show up and kill you on that day instead. We then zoom in 10 months later, which is coincidentally the day before the purge, where we see some cowboys wrangling some horses. I found this extremely weird. If there's a day where you can rob banks, kill people, burn down buildings, or have all that shit happen to you, wouldn't you want to prepare for something that isn't fighting a horse? After all, the horses aren't going to be the ones trying to kill you. The only thing we learn from this scene is that the white guy isn't good at taming the horse, so they needed to call in the Mexican guy from the beginning of the movie named Juan to do it for him. Luckily for them, the horse seems to like Mexican guys a lot more, sort of like Trump before 2016. We then cut over to a meat processing plant, where the woman from the beginning of the movie named Adele has found herself a job as well. It seems both Juan and Adele are living a really nice life. Somehow, these 2 illegal immigrants working on a farm and in a meat processing plant have been able to afford a house in just 10 months. How the fuck are people still homeless in the United States? In the next scene, the white cowboys are having some sort of pre-purge dinner, and this guy just starts being racist as fuck out of nowhere.
You know, Anna had a sister, also a nanny. You should meet her.
We don't need to meet Anna's sister, Emily. I don't even know if I want our kids speaking Spanish in this house.
We could see that Adele has also ventured out into the city to practice her English, until she notices a massive Purge Day gun sale, which doesn't make much sense, because if you wanted to run a successful business, wouldn't you want to increase the price of guns before the purge starts, because that's when demand is the highest? Anyways, this also brings me to my first survival point. If you wanted to survive the purge, the last thing you want to do is to be running a gun store. Odds are you're going to be one of the first places robbed, and the only people that are willing to rob you are people with bigger and better guns. The next day rolls by, and the boss of the farm, Mr. Tucker, is handing out purge protection bonuses to his employees. And he comes upon Juan and tries to convince him that his son isn't racist. He's just salty that he got beat in horse wrangling. This brings me to my second survival point. If your boss is giving you a purge protection bonus, simply don't be in the United States during the purge. Use the money from your purge protection bonus to take a vacation to Cancun. You're literally 5 minutes from the Mexican border. It really can't be that expensive. Obviously though, no one's gonna do this in the movie, or else we wouldn't have a movie to talk about. The night of the purge, Juan and Adele decide to board a school bus in some sort of pay-to-protect scheme, where they pay a fee to be protected by some sort of armed compound. This seems scary as fuck to me, because what's stopping one of the guards from selling you out to a group of people that will pay them more to have you killed? Also, they didn't check bags upon entering the compound, so what's stopping someone from bringing in a bomb or a gun and killing everyone inside? Well, on second thought, let's actually see what's going on outside the compound. Okay, maybe it's not so bad after all. We could see back at the White family, they seem to be having a great time, until the husband starts getting agitated and goes to grab a gun. However, the wife sees it and tells him to stop, since she doesn't support the purge. After a brief argument, they just start having sex. I don't know, white people. At the compound, however, we could see there's quite a bit more action. Adele goes to the roof and has a conversation about safety with one of the guards. The guards start boasting and talking about how easy their job is, since the area is so safe. Just then, a group of neo-Nazi trucks start driving right next to the compound, broadcasting about how they're going to cleanse all foreigners from the United States. Adele grabs one of the guards' guns and aims it at the truck. Inside, she sees a bunch of black people trapped. She wants to free them with a shot, however the guard tells her not to do it, since it would cause a war between the 2 factions, so she decides not to do it as well. After a brief few moments, we hear the purge alarm for the second time. Woohoo! It appears they survived the purge, it's morning, and it's over. After this, everyone just opens their door and moves on as if it's a normal day. I've always wondered, if I got a gun and just shot some random motherfucker moments after they opened their door, what would they do? How would they determine exactly when the person was killed? Oh wait, I guess someone in the movie decided to test my theory by killing a news anchor who was broadcasting about the purge being over on live TV. Meanwhile, back at the White family, they've been ambushed at their farm as well, while Adele has done some dumb shit and trapped herself inside a goat cage. I know the lady probably didn't expect the Purge to be continuing, unlike the other years, but she really deserves to die for reaching her hand into this jigsaw-ass trap. Like, if that were a bomb, it doesn't matter if the Purge is over or not, she's dead either way. Luckily, she's safe from being executed by this black dude, and they're able to fight and kill their attackers. But the cops come and arrest them for violating the Purge rules. Are the cops really so stupid they can't figure out the two people wearing civilian clothes were the ones being attacked and not the two dead dudes wearing demonic masks? Back at the farm, the white people prove that being white isn't always right, because their entire family has been tied up by one of their coworkers, who is threatening to kill everyone. During his monologue, the two Mexican homies pull up, guns ready, because they were riding in their vehicle without knowing what's going on. But Mr. Tucker is killed because he decided to cuss out the coworker. Like, bruh, chill, Mario and Luigi were literally on their way to save your ass. The group is able to beat off their initial attackers and escape in a semi-truck, but it turns out nowhere is really safe because all across the country, the Purge is still going on. We also get to take a look at Adele and the black guy. It turns out they're stuck in the back of a police prison van with a big-ass neo-Nazi. The van gets hit by an RPG, but Juan and company show up to save them. But the most surprising part to me is this 300-pound neo-Nazi wasn't able to double kill the two minorities inside the van. Like, come on dude, isn't that your job as a neo-Nazi? The group are able to escape to a rural gas station to refuel, where the white guy asks, where's safe, since the Purge is everywhere? Alright, Mr. White Man, I am here to tell you. First, you could always head to a national park. I highly doubt that anyone else is going to be going on a nature retreat during this time, so you can just treat it as a vacation until this whole thing blows over. The second solution is to drive the semi-truck to the Mexican border. You're basically going to be pulling an Uno reverse card and illegally immigrating into Mexico. Remember, don't go through the legal checkpoint, because I guarantee you they're filled with people trying to cross who are just going to end up killing each other. Third solution is to camp out at the gas station. Statistically, every time you move and meet new people, the odds of you getting killed during this event is very high, so staying here and camping the door with a shotgun might be a great idea. The group decide to use my second method because they received a broadcast from the radio that informs them that Mexico has opened their border for the next 12 hours. So the group embark on the long drive there, where the white guy decides to say some more racist shit to Juan.
I got no problem with Mexicans. But I will say I don't understand your culture just like you don't understand mine. I don't think white people are any better or worse than anybody else. But this I do believe. We should all just stick with our own.
I don't know about you, but when the Mexican guy can fucking kill you, I would not say anything bad about Mexican people. Just then, a group of motorcyclists ambush them, and the group is about to engage in a gunfight. Not before they raise a flag of the Forever Purge, and the motorcyclists decide to leave them alone, since they're both supporting the Forever Purge. This might have been one of the smartest choices in the movie. Personally me, I would have just started shooting or trying to run them over on the road. The group eventually arrive at El Paso to see the entire city is burning down. I really don't know what they were thinking. The entire border between Texas and Mexico is quite large. Why did they need to go through one of the most populated cities in the area? Because of this dumb decision, the group are forced to fight their way through the city, where they're attacked by both Forever Purgers and government soldiers trying to shut down the Purge. I'll save you the boring fight scenes, but eventually they run into a group of white supremacist Purgers after the government is defeated. The Purgers tell the white people in the group that they have one chance to redeem themselves so they can have their life spared, and it's by killing the Mexican people in the group. Because the white people refuse, one of the Mexican guys ends up getting killed. Luckily enough for the remaining members of the group, the government arrives just in time with backup to provide a much needed distraction so they could escape. Well, where are they running to, you might ask? Well, I had that question too. The entire city's burning out, and it turns out Adele figured out through these symbols on the walls that there was a safe house. So they run into a Spanish-speaking group that takes them in. Sadly, they see on TV that the NFF has been completely defeated, and as a result, the El Paso border ended up being closed. So the group come up with a plan to follow these Native Americans onto their reservation and cross that way, since Uncle Sam was not able to build the wall there. It turns out, however, that the Forever Purgers figured out they were headed towards the border, so they decide to chase them. Half of the group decides to stay back and slow down the attackers so the other half can escape. I don't know about you, but I feel like if you had such a big head start, all you needed to do was run across the border. And remember, if the Purgers did manage to catch up to you, all you need to do is shoot one of your fellow travelers in the leg. As long as you can run faster than that person, the Purgers will go after them instead. There's one final chaotic fight scene with a lot of hand-to-hand combat, but as you expect, the original group kill all the Purgers with the help of some sick Native American man with a crossbow. The rest of the group get reunited at the border. Oh shit, the white man's wife gave birth? I didn't even know she was pregnant, what the hell? The rest of the movie then leaves the Purge franchise uncertain as we see the US erupt into violence between the NFF and the rest of the Forever Purgers. Well, there you have it. That's how you can beat the Forever Purge. Honestly, they should really bring this shit to the United States, but only in selected areas. And then put the rest on TV, cause fuck it, I would love to watch that shit. Don't forget, if your dick is bigger than 2 inches but smaller than 8, you must like, comment, and subscribe. And go watch my other vids so I can earn some money. I hope all of you have a fantastic rest of your day and rest of your life, unless of course you did not subscribe. This is Andrew from Obsessive Films signing out. Goodbye.
I'm on the move, can't stop me if you try. Coasting on now, baby, it's just me, myself, and I. 'Cause I'm on